Okay, I can be looking over this replay. I specifically picked a replay where I lost and that I lost really hard. Um, I wanted to see if there was anything I could have done this game um, differently, um, and anything anybody else could have done. So this is interesting already. Volibear goes into this bush. Starts to fight Tryndamere. Okay, doesn't really do anything. Never mind. I am, of course, Fiddlesticks on support. So this is a bit of a strange lane. Anivia Leona. With what they're up against, they can get away with that because we don't really have a lot of ways on getting on top of them, which is the only real way that you can fight Anivia unless you have a longer range than her. I don't know what gender Anivia is, it doesn't matter. So already we kind of get caught in a bad position. I don't know, but we trade back some damage. I don't really feel like that's the worst thing that could have happened. Okay, looks like Tom Kinch. Oh, he might be dead. Yeah, you're dead. Oh, Brand. Oh, that's funny. Not worth it. So yeah, so in the bottom lane matchup though, this is both of the carries down here want to stay far away from stuff, and both of the supports kind of want to get in your face, so we kind of cancel each other out. Let's see here. This is a really good gank, by the way, by Volibear. Just really, really taking advantage of them not having vision and their positioning in the lane. Anivia does have teleport though, so it's not as bad as it could have been, because Anivia doesn't miss any of that experience or gold, but it's still really nice. And it gets rid of her passive, so she has to now think about that when fights break out. And plus we know that, so we can take advantage of it if we see the situation arise. I think they know that Yasuo would have come, so I don't think that was really worth him roaming. Top lane, they're just fighting each other. Who gives a shit what they're doing. Let's see. Not really a whole lot going on. Volibear's invading top side. Yasuo's like, oh, I'm paranoid about the dragon. Oh, we're both paranoid about the dragon. Okay, so this was a mistake by us. We definitely should not have been in the lane like that, like up in the lane like that. But the problem is that, the lane is pushing toward them, so it puts us in an awkward position. We kind of have to play a little bit up because of the way that the minions are engaging each other. But we had like zero vision at all, which is why we should have been playing more defensively. We just couldn't really do it in that situation. So that's really bad for us. I feel like I want to take a closer look at this. So yeah, this is again like we have no vision, and we have absolutely no idea where the jungler is. So Volibear sees some vision. He wants to clear it out, which is understandable. The problem is like you have to factor in the fact that the other team knows about this. The other team knows that you can clear those wards. They know that you can see them. They know exactly where you are. So it's just not a great idea to clear vision when the enemies are around unless you're really ready to take a fight, right? That's the general thing of it. So yeah, this I feel like Volibear is kind of expecting, and he's like, okay, we'll just fight you. The problem is the Volibear does not factor in the fact that Brand could be right here, and Brand is right here. So in any other situation where Brand is a little bit further away, I think this is a really good play. But, you know, you have to try to account for that, and he didn't account for it. I don't have a stopwatch or anything, so there's nothing I can do. They keep chasing them, which they shouldn't do. And then we end up losing an extra person for nothing. So, in the end, I feel like that was just, that's just a basic mistake. This is kind of also a basic mistake. Look at the positioning of Jin. Yeah, so, um, alright, what's going on? So all that happened, there's no minions here, right? There's no minions here. Anivia's gonna clear this wave. So the wave is gonna reset. So Jin has no business being here. The problem is that Leona's low and Jin is greedy. Jin really wants to get the last hit on Leona. Here's the problem. Even if Jin gets the last hit on Leona and gets 300 gold, he will give back at least the same amount of gold to Brand. He will probably get assisted though and give back 450, you know? So, overall, even if he gets this target, which he is after, in any situation, the outcome is negative for our team overall. But he's not thinking about that. Jin is just thinking about getting the last. Not really thinking ahead, not really thinking about the situation that just happened, not really calculating. This is twice now that our team has not calculated where Brand was. I mean, why would he not just be there? He was just there. Where else would he be? Where would he go? But Jin gets out, and actually, they misplay. Because they didn't stun Jin. Brand missed his stun. So overall, I still think that was a bad play, even though Jin got kind of lucky there. But those are the kinds of things that, like, if the enemy team takes advantage of it, you get really, really, really far behind very quickly. We just happened to be lucky there, and they didn't take advantage of it. I'm not really sure about that, what I just did. I think it was fine, but I think I needed to lock down Anivia better, and Anivia kind of got away. So I understand what I was thinking there. I was thinking that it's better to just take advantage of an because it's pretty hard to get a good fiddle ult. It's pretty easy to pull off, but it's hard to get a really good one. So the odds of that were low, but I did it anyways, and I paid the price. Let's see, what else? So, wait a minute, what just happened here? How did they get on top of Jin? So, this is warded for them and for us. So we should know that Leona is around. Oh, okay, so Jin just walks too close to Anivia, that's what happens. I try to keep Anivia away. Brand, of course, is here, and I am leaving Jhin because Jhin is dead. Yeah, so you know, we're kind of getting focused, and rightly so. Our positioning is bad in the lane, and so we're getting punished for it. And now they get the dragon because of that. So that's, you know, it adds up, you know. It adds up a lot. I didn't know that they had a ward there. Alright, so fights over the crab. I don't know, not know about that flash. Seems to work out though. Um, See, I'm trying to like. The problem is that they're so strong. Anivia has so much AoE damage, and that stun is so good. Like, Anivia honestly is not a terrible champion if you know how to play Anivia really well. Ooh, see, Jhin is just walking too close to them. It's seriously not complicated. If Jhin just like stays further back, that never could happen. So do I ult here or what? Ah, see, this would have been good if there wasn't another wave coming in, but there was another wave coming in, so. But I get Leona's flash, I clear the wave, I prevent major turret damage, so. I don't know. I guess that was fine. Okay, mid lane, that's not bad. It's pretty good. Top lane seems to have kind of like a solid hold on things. But bottom lane, we are getting destroyed. We are absolutely getting destroyed. Let's see, in this fight... Wow. I don't know if I've ever seen Leona just walk up to an AD carry and stun it. Outside of a team fight, Jhin just stood there and took it. He's gonna get stunned again. This is just a story of Jhin doesn't know where to stand. And I'm not gonna be able to run away, so you know, it's fine. But yeah, that's what this story is Jhin doesn't understand where to stand in the lane. Your positioning is like super important as an AD carry. It's important as support, but it's even more important as the carry. You gotta really be really aware of that at all times. Because you make one little mistake and then you're just dead. Like, you're so squishy. So I saw an opportunity to ult there, wasn't that good. But we do get 2 people from it. Which is pretty alright. I think we should probably chill out. We won the fight. It's like it's fine, you know. Take your advantage and go is usually my vote. But maybe being a little bit greedy there, wanting to get Brand. Kind of underestimating how strong Anivia is. But it works out. Ooh, Trainer gets the shutdown on Tom Kench. That's pretty nice. That's a lot of gold. That's like almost 3 kills worth of gold. 850? That's a lot. So because of that, we back off. We're all kind of low. And okay, so Trinimer's in our jungle. I'm waiting for stuff to go down to, come in over the wall. Tryndamere finds me. Gosh darn Tryndamere. He's kind of out of position though. Alright, Yasuo gets away. That's good. Jin is all by himself. He needs to run away. It's a bad place to recall. So somehow they just let us get their turret. I don't know about that Tom Kench ult. I definitely don't think that they should chase him here. And they're gonna, looks like they're gonna get bottom lane. Oh no. Tom teleports. Alright, so where do we screw all this up? Because we're actually kind of ahead. Other than Nivea. Oh, Volibear. I see this happen so often, and I just don't understand it because you are the most, as Volibear in that situation, you are the most important person on our team. So you should not be going in there by yourself, which is exactly what Volibear did. Then he got trapped, then he got stunned, then he got, KO'd. And so now, what do? There's nothing we can do, and then people keep going in, and what is that, like, what do you think is gonna happen? And plus that's not even a 5 versus 5 situation, that's a 4 versus 5. So I feel like people on my team just don't understand the situations that they're in, I think, is what I'm trying to get at. They don't understand the significance of their positioning on the map and, like, what them just being alive means in the game. So yeah, I feel like that was the kind of a turning point there. Where now we're gonna have to kind of fight back to get back in it. Oh, he got baited. I baited him. Okay, so Jin is trying to get Ari, which he fails. That allows them to engage on us. And they just destroy us. I mean, Anivia is essentially carrying their entire team, and the fact that they have so much AoE damage in Anivia and Brand, they can be, without Tryndamere and be fine. Honestly, as long as there's Brand and Anivia, they can fight basically our whole team. One Brand combo does 60% of Volibear's health. So we just shouldn't be in the jungle right now. There's no real reason to fight. There's no real reason to, like, be out here at all. We're just throwing the game. I mean, and then it gets to a point where like, people just don't feel like winning anymore. They don't feel like putting forth the effort, but they don't feel like quitting either. And then things like this happen, Now they can just do whatever they want. We really have no say, and we're just kind of waiting for them to make a giant mistake, because that's really the only thing that's going to get us back into the game. they don't make that mistake. And that's it. There's nothing else to say. Um, so I thought that game went differently. I'm glad that I looked at it again. Um, I think that I think there were just like really a lot of things that we could have done differently. There's a lot of things that I could have done differently. Um, I could have definitely been more selective with the way that I ulted and the way that I chose to join fights. Um, it didn't really seem like I wanted to make like the best play. It just seemed like I kind of wanted to back my teammates up no matter what, and that's not like it's counterintuitive, but it's just honestly not the best way to do it. And sometimes it's better to disengage and just kind of, or even just leave someone, um, than to give them another, another injection of gold that they've already gotten. Um, so yeah, this is just like and a lot of my teammates, they didn't really think things through. Jin in particular had really bad positioning in the lane, which Anivia took advantage of pretty well, and so Anivia really earned that lead. I have nothing to say about that. Anivia both played well and took advantage of mistakes, so I can't really, um, say anything more about that. But it was just like that was a better player going up against someone who's not as familiar with, playing against Anivia in that lane. I'm sure Jin's not a bad player, but in this situation, that player was better than Jin, Anivia, and they just knew how to play against us better than we knew how to play against them. I tried to do some roams and stuff, but I wasn't really. I think my problem with this game is that I was kind of indecisive, and my indecisiveness fueled bad choices. Um, like to just constantly go in and start fights or continue fights that didn't really need to continue or whatever. Um, or, ulting in late, which is pretty much the worst thing you can do as Fiddlesticks with his ult, is ult into a situation after it's already over. Um, so yeah, I think just overall, I could have played better in that respect. Um, we definitely had all the tools to win this, but we didn't use them correctly. Sometimes we didn't use them at all. Um, no one was really paying attention to the map, and like they weren't considering where people might be if they don't know where they are, and they weren't really making choices based on that. And everybody on my team got punished for that. Um, yeah, and we just did a bad job overall of the sort of basic things you need to focus on, the objectives and the team fighting and the vision and all the standard things. We just all of them we did worse than them. Um, we did a worse job than them. Um, and it's nice as Tom Kench to like destroy your opponent in the lane, but you have to be able to like take that into other parts of the game and create advantages for other people, because if you don't do that, then it doesn't really matter that much. Like all it will matter is in a like a 1 versus 1 situation. Like pretty much they'll never get to push, right? That's basically the only thing. And against Tryndamere, that's pretty good because that's all Tryndamere really wants to do is AFK in a lane, you know, and just prevent um, them from ever having a true like team fight, like a 5 versus 5 or a 5 versus 4, and really punishing them for either losing an even fight or winning or losing, um, you know, a 5 versus 4, because he'll take at least 1 tower while that's happening, or maybe more. So yeah, I think you know that there were some good things, but for our team, but we just didn't really we didn't really do anything with them, and we kind of just gave our lead away. But yeah, I'm glad I watched this and I saw exactly what happened. Hopefully, I'll be able to apply some of the things that I have learned um, into my actual games. I hope that if someone's watching, that you might learn something too. And yeah, I'll I'll try to do some more of these.